Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how I break down an analysis from Sunday. Okay, so the market's not open yet. It's gonna open at 6 p.m. today, and I like to analyze before the week starts. Okay, so there's one site that I use to watch for fundamental news, and I'm gonna show you guys how to work this website out. It's called Forex Factory. This website shows me the news that are going to happen throughout the week and how I can prepare for something like high impact news or something like that, right? So it's forexfactory.com. I see that Sunday, of course, there's no news. Monday, there's orange folder, which means there's a medium event happening. So at 8:30, probably something's going to happen. The market's going to move, and the event that's going to happen is Empire State Manufacturing Index. All right. On Tuesday, there are two red folders. So the red folders means high impact news. Okay, this means that price is going to move with more volatility. Okay, so 8:30 you have on Tuesday, and Wednesday you have 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and then 5 news happening on Wednesday. 8:30, 2 p.m., and then 2:30 p.m. There's FOMC, federal fund rates. So these you have to prepare before trading, okay? And it's very important that you know when this is going to happen and which folder is going to happen. There's one more, which is the yellow and the gray as well. I prefer to have only the medium and then high impact, because if I see the yellow, I might confuse myself too much thinking that something's gonna happen, but it doesn't usually happen on the yellow folder. So I just use the orange and then the red. Okay, so Friday we have news as well at 8:30, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. You can look these up, you can see the stats. I just see the folder, the color of the folder, what news is going to happen, and then how I can prepare for what's next. Okay, so let me break it down to you guys. I'll start with gold. So I was already kind of playing around with the charts a little bit, so let me delete all of this so I can show you guys. Let me start with the clear chart. If you are looking at the weekly time frame, we see that this past week we closed completely bullish. Okay, there's this huge green candle happening, closing all above these past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles, right? We close green over these past 8 candles on the left, which is amazing. So when I see a candle like this on the weekly time frame, I think of two things. One is I'm not going to buy at the highest point of the candle. I'd rather buy at the lowest point. So I look at where the lowest point is. And then two is I just got to have patience, right? There's a huge green candle. And then I'm thinking it through. What's the next candle is going to look like? Okay. So on the daily time frame, same thing. Actually, I have one more thing to say about the daily time frame. If we look left, we have one, this is, I think, all-time high. So we have one high over here, we have another high, and then we are making the third touch, technically third touch for this high on the market above 33.40. Okay, so there's one thing again that you can think about. This is 33.40 is basically the highest point. So to me, it's a sell zone, not a buy zone. Okay, I keep this in mind. If I look at my my drawings, I know there's a lot of basically trend lines and lines and zones. But if I look at something like this, I have this area which is touching and reversing, this area that is touching and reversing, and I don't know what this is going to happen, but I can prepare by looking left. Okay, so to me, this is a huge sell zone. All right, now can this be different this time? Yes, it can. But if I look left, I see what the markets did before, so I can prepare what it's going to do now. Okay, I have all of these red lines over here are basically higher lows on the market, which means that price is driving towards the top right corner of the screen, which means it's going bullish. Right now, again, we are about 34.32, so the highest point average is 33.40, so we're right there on the top, right? If we look here, we have this trend line that I played a big part of my trading last week. If you guys haven't watched the past video that I posted, go watch, because it explains the whole this whole trend line. All right, on the 4 hour, again, we have the moving average coming underneath price action. So that's one indicator that I use a lot, and that it shows me that it's going bullish, right? If the price is below the moving average, which is right here, if the price is below, it's going bearish. If the price is above, so this is price, and the moving average is here, means it's going bullish. Okay, so right now in the 4 hour, we are still above the moving average, which is a good sign. And I also have a second trend line working right here. Another thing that I have is the weekly high, which is this point on the market right here. If I drop down to the 1 hour, it gives me a clear basically view of this weekly high. Okay, so there's three things on the 4 hour time frame. The moving average underneath price action, we are still going bullish, and we are still going on the all-time highs on this weekly, on the week. Okay, if we look through the 1 hour time frame, hold on, I'm gonna see this high, this second high, and then the third high over here. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a head and shoulders pattern or what is gonna do next, but I just have to work this out and then react to it. Okay, not make any decision thinking that gold is going to drop, or gold is going to, make a huge red candle down, because it's not. So I just have to react to how the market works. So I don't see any confirmation for sells, I don't see any confirmations for buys. But okay, I still have the trend line over here, 1, 2, and then 3 touches. So I can use this in my favorite, and then there's 2 options that I can work this trend line. Either we make the retest and then shoot higher, or we break below, make the retest, and then shoot lower. So my target, if we shoot lower, is 3,400. Okay, that's a round number. I like to work with round numbers. So 3,400, I put this right over here as a target for sells. So let me write this down. Target for sells. This is too big. Okay, this is my target for sells. And if we're going higher, I don't have any price points that I'm looking to work. Although I would love to see price create a new high, which this would be the new high over here. And then this is what I'm going to do. I see that this is also basically right here an area of resistance, what it looks like to me, because we have a green candle over here, a red rejection. We have green, green, red rejection. We have green and then red again. So this could be something like this. So this resistance could be useful for an area. If we break above like this, we come down and then possibly make the retest again to go higher. Okay, so that is another thing that I would watch this week. But again, I'm being very patient, going with the flow of the market. I don't rush into any positions. I make sure that there's enough confirmations for me to take a trade. Okay, this is gold for the week. And then now let's look at US 30. So on the weekly time frame, I'll be very simple with this. It's just a bearish candle coming down. And the most important thing for US 30 to me is this area over here that has been respecting and rejecting from the 42,800 a lot. Okay, so it's very interesting to know that this is a rejection zone, because if we look at lower time frames, I know that since this is a rejection zone, I'm not going to buy into the zone because I can get stopped out. Okay, I got stopped out last week on a trade around this area as well, so there is the confirmation for what I just said. Okay, daily time frame, this huge red candle, which again, I am not making any decisions yet, but doesn't make sense for me to sell here and doesn't make sense for me to buy here. So let me show you guys what I would do on the 4-hour time frame and 1-hour time frame. If I look at this chart on the 4-hour time frame, let me put this whole screen. Okay, you have the rejections right here from the 42,800. This is full of rejections. So again, 42,800 is not really a buy zone, it's more like a sell zone, unless it breaks above and then comes makes a retest, and maybe if it starts to look bullish, it would be a buy zone, but not right now. So I would wait for price to come down to this area right over here, around 41,900, which is the area that it looks like to me an area of support. So let me erase this. So this would be the target for area of support. Target for area of support to possibly be buying something into this. So probably will look like something like this, like a reversal. And yeah, I mean, I don't see any sells, I don't see any buys. Maybe if we look on the 1-hour time frame, yeah, I would just wait. I'll wait it out for US 30. This was my loss last week. Take this down. Took a big loss. Yeah, for US 30, the market's just dropping. I would wait it out, see how this plays out. You can see that there's, this area acted as a reversal to then 2 rejections from right here. So yeah, just waiting it out. These are my, let's close the video here. These are my 2 basically currencies that I'm watching this week, and this is the website Forex Factory that I use to watch for fundamentals and news. Okay, so if you guys like the video, make sure you comment down below what you want to see next and subscribe for more content.